back with Rogue Trader. Let's see. We might be getting close to the end of the epilogue, or prologue. Just reading about the new patch for Baldur's Gate 3. The new prologue. Finishing the prologue for this. So, yeah, Void Ship Bridge. Let's go.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Elthard, who is clutching a bleeding wound on his chest, gives you a tormented look. Excuse me, sorry. Help has arrived. Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid. But if there's any honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the Rogue Trader. You look dreadful. Edelthrad winces, which only makes the grimace worse. I'm still standing, and I have enough strength in me for one more fight. All that truly concerns me is this: where is the Lord Captain? Theodora von Valentius is dead. I found her and the Arch-Militant in her study. Edelthard's eyes widen. God Emperor preserve us, the Rogue Trader is dead. The ship has lost her whole Lord Captain and the house its head. Edelthard shudders and grabs his shoulders as you watch the sleeve of his jacket burst open and two bone growths pierce through the fabric. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing here, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second, the warp ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed. Idira looks anxiously at Edelthrad, then she glanced back at you. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating. I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning to your fate will you truly suffer defeat. Words worthy of a righteous soul. Save the lofty words for later. Will you have the navigators ready to take the ship out of warp if he gets some help from the bridge? They have no right to bow our heads. You can see Kunrad Volkbeer clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them. We are out of time! Edelthrad bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Edelthrad's eyes. They begin to turn a sickly yellow. Void for you, duplicitous cur. The Rogue Trader's death will be avenged. What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't. Edelthrad lowers his head, then he sighs and locks eyes with you. His gaze cold, haughty, fanatical. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm, and farewell. Edelthrad, don't!
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Oh, that's really pretty.
Challenges make the spoils that much
let's skip.
sweeter.
I don't know, I'm not pretty sure it's lovely. It is helpful.
We'll make it happen. It's as good as done.
Oh, did I do the wrong? I'm okay with that.
Doubt is for the weak. Now you can escape the Emperor's curse. On it.
My ears are ringing.
Why did I not foresee this?
Good lord, this is creepy.
At your beck and call. It will be done.
My prescience has failed me.
We'll rule the stars themselves. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
Can I go back now?
This wound will make a fine scar.
I owe you one. My prescience has failed me.
Die!
I'll see to it personally. I won't compromise my principles. Who if not me? I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done.
Oh, you bitch.
I know what is to come. Will do. Anything else?
Should have done that a long time ago.
Tried and tested tactics are the best of us. Indeed. At your beck and
High momentum.
That was a fun fight.
I always have a backup plan. Is there money to be made?
Yeah.
Ravor, Master Helmsman, system status report. By the Emperor's Seneschal, living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vidscreens for throne knows how long. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor. The air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing. Excuse me. One of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cups the crying officer without even looking. Restore box jump to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. Abelard pauses before turning to you. Selena Voidstar, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard the rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take your place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. So how did you people survive in here? Said that first. Must have been Providence. It's better than the Emperor. Better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the one with the Master of Whisper, some officers charged them. But it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators, then I prayed for our rescue. So what must I do? Take the Lord Captain's seat, order the final preparations, wait for the officer's report, blah, blast it all to void. Translation is a craft, not something to explain in a trick. Just go up to the throne, Mr. Selena Voidstar. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk. I'm ready. Begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents, invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It's taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue creator's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. The voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears. And this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp. Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world, pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch, a muddled, erratic, pointless tangle. It resonates, merges with voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. You are to blame for Theodora's death? The vision lets out a call and wow. I am the beginning and the end, and all that courses in between. I am the voice of the truth that is destined to triumph, for this triumph is a terminal point of every twisted maze of fate. Your head begins to spin as viscous drops slither down your cheeks. You blink. You are no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor Voidbeard, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. The same terrifying voice seized from his lips. The aspirant vowed to return with the trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured in the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you on the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World. I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. The image is scattered by invisible sorceress winds, and you see Adira, her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility, the thread that will help you find the keys to salvation, the thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me. Our cavalcade of hazy glimpses of future yet unknown passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the royal seneschal of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. Raybor turns around and looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments and addresses Abelard, who is standing next to you. Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The box signal is stable, which means the navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valencia's flagship. We will honor his memory along with that of all who died this day. Raybor does not look away. He's giving you a hard stare. His white brow is furrowed. Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where is the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live.
The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say, Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. yet hope remained. For the second in line to the rogue trader dynasty survived. And through the strength of her resolve, saved those who were counting on her for protection.
Deep Shadow's awareness can be seen in Abelard's face. Though the old officer's eyes are keen, they rake you over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. You cannot help that the seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy, while others go unfulfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How did we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. Abelard grimaces. What is on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6x away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Surely you spoke, I am the Lady Captain, am I not? There is no mistake, your ladyship. Lady Theodora before you was also the Lord Captain. Do not take your title literal. Think of it as a sacred rank that remains unchanging no matter who bears the warrant. You have been chosen by the Emperor to carry the honorable burden of the rogue trader. High Gothic, whence this title originates, is a highly formal language, and so a certain level of inflexibility is to be expected. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtbeer? No, Lord Captain. Now the commotion in his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's quarters, but frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. Wait, Abelard, there's an altogether more pressing problem. I do not wish to be the rogue trader. I do agree that your elevation to your new status was rather precipitous. I assure you there are good reasons for it, not least the fact that without a Lord Captain, the ship would be destined for naught but disaster. But I digress. You don't have a choice, Selena Voidstar. You are named the heir of the rogue trader, and your fate is predetermined. Besides, if Kunrad is guilty of the deaths of the other candidates, then his assassins must still be there, waiting. Not they are reckless enough to attack you and draped in the mantle of the rogue trader, but if you were to disembark the ship, bearing only the status of an ordinary servant of the Emperor, it is difficult to accept this state of affairs, but I shall endeavor to do so. We all have burdens to carry in the name of the God Emperor, Selena Voidstar. I am ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the orders of the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. Showed up. A dozen pair of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers! You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Selena Voidstar von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefings. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce me to those present, Abelard? As you wish, your ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigus Surti Ota of the Talaman line, our new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve your ladyship. Aboard the vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Raybor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factorum Janus Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurements, and the general material well-being of the ship. It is an honor, your ladyship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. And in the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, the Drive Master, servant of the Omnissiah. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance involving complicated manipulation of all the tech priests and mechanodrites. Tentacle-like robotic limb prosthetic surgically attached to the spine. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, yeah, that's what all that stuff right there is. Okay. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear from the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. I can report that all fires across the decks have now been extinguished. Sorry, all the reading is. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given to the tech priest's hand for attention and all lost supplies are replaced. There's only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Raquel Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale rogue trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the rogue trader. Especially true given Caligos, Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets. Drive Master, I will hear from you now. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. Great warp engine entrusted in my charge is unharmed, thanks to the Omnissiah, but its spirits mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must report that the Engine Seer, Prime, Overseer, and Spiritual Authority of all tech priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. I could be an ass, but I'm going to be polite. Basically, we just need a new engine suit. Master Helmsman. Oh, actually, yeah. Master Helmsman, deliver your status reports. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a very long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our engines here, Prime and Navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. We try so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your ladyship, if you will allow me to interject. When you arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of the available communication channels in the region. One of them was the Navis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during translation to real space echoes in your mind. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances, the thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility, the thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go around and around the system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick as ox grit, grox, shit, lowlifes come step around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? Nope. My job's simple. Maintain the arsenal on fire where I'm told, but just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, Lord Captain. No able crew, no Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? The ship's in ruins. Every second officer's dead. Now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence! Enforcers, seize this mutineer. Don't do that. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, that's not bad at all, your ladyship. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What'd you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides finding a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Well, I'm going to kind of stick with Iconoclast. Stand down, release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness. Not after the terrible attack we have endured. Cease your sniveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is the picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now, with the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engine, seer, prom, and navigator. Is that all that is preventing us from continuing this voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's system must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Football Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector, but we'll never reach Football without first solving these three immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I see to the box master on this point, Mistress Tolman. We are in the Ricard star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send box messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total box silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system. And Ricard Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. What is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging. Without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobilite Station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for all your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officer salutes you as one. Your ladyship, there's one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Cronus Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the contents of that note, I presume? Xavier Calcazar. Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora will seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Henrix von Calix, an interrogator, you understand. All I know of him is that he is somewhere in this system, and we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and deliver him to football in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Ricard Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Adira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Adira's eyes rove over those assembled. One word burst from her lips. Daybreak! Adira, come to your senses. Damn it! Your ladyship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information or value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mr. Stlas? No, not yet, anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, alright? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lip stretched into a wry smile. There is nothing else of value to report. I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. How may I serve you, Lord Captain? Connect me to the vessel's main channel. I wish to bolster the morale of my crew. It is done, Lord Captain. You address the crew with a rousing pitch and hear your voice roll through the ship, reaching even the normally quiet corners of the vessel. When the broadcast ends, you hear distant shouts of approval. What are the Boxmaster's duties? I'm the ears and voice of this void ship. I supervise several dozen officers and 3 times that number of support personnel. We receive, send, encrypt, and decode all incoming and outgoing messages through the ship's internal and external channels. We also ensure clean communication and the optimal efficiency of the crew's Boxcasters. If you ever want to know what worries and concern your crew are harboring, what your subjects are whispering about in local networks after their watches, and what their leaders are clamoring about over shortwave box transmissions, just come see me. I will satisfy your curiosity. Have the box spirits brought you anything interesting lately? Forgive me, Lord Captain. I have no information that would be of interest to you at this moment. And that will be all for now. I live to serve, Lord Captain. Oh, I got a little. Let's do a level up.
Rogue trader.
You said you have a personal request for me?
I indeed have a request, Rogue trader.
The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this on the Von Valencia's territory, but in the world I am familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans? What good would meeting them do? These children are the future of your crew, and one day they too will have to stand against evil and heresy as their parents did. By meeting them, by speaking the right words to them, you will honor the memory of the fallen heroes and light the way to heroes in the making. They will always remember the day they met the rogue trader. Besides, it will bolster the orphan spirits, help them recover from their loss, which can be hard for someone so young. I will meet with them, no formalities needed. These are the children of the people who gave their lives for the Von Valencia's dynasty. My consideration is the least that they deserve. I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart. The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. It's hardly the Scola progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Argenta is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House Von Valencias. I, the rogue trader and Lord Captain of the ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the Von Valencia's banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe that you will become their worthy heirs. The teenagers hang on your every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen, not particularly impressed by their speech. One of the scowling visitors with the thin scar across his face tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for you noble lot. You just give us speeches?" If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We will keep slaving away on the ship until we drop and die like our folks did. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through. But they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. You heard the rogue trader. His words carry the wisdom of the Imperium. It's hard whether to say your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and the servants immediately emerge carrying package treats with one Valencius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the Seneschal came prepared for any contingency. What is this? A really weird Mardi Gras thing? Magenta rubs her temples pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay. Alright, that is where we are going to stop for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm having a blast playing it, actually. A lot of fun. Yeah. If you like what I do, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot, helps the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Till next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.